Titicaca. We are taking a really fun overnight trip from Puno today to visit Lake Titicaca.
Yeah, we're gonna visit several islands and do a homestay overnight.
Yeah, and get to meet the different communities that live here because we have Aymara people and Quechua people. So we've just arrived at our first island, and this one is called Corazón del Lago, which means the heart of the lake. And this is an Aymara community that lives on a floating reed island. So let's have a look around.
Let's check it out.
So it's a bit of a strange sensation walking on the reed islands because it's not solid ground and your feet do sink in a little bit, but not to the point where you feel like you're gonna fall through and, you know, go in the water. But still, kind of interesting. So what have we learned so far on this floating reed island?
So we're visiting the Uros floating reed islands, and there's approximately 80 to 90 of them. And the people who originally came here were escaping hostile neighbors.
So this is quite a secluded environment for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And also we learned that they don't really know like exactly how many islands they have here because they're constantly like cutting them up if they have any problems with their neighbors.
Yeah,
and
if there's a
forming new
divorce
islands.
or if there's problems with neighbors, they just slash the island up.
Yep. Sam, time to take the taxi to the neighboring island.
Oh yeah.
Got a pretty sweet ride. So is this the coolest taxi you've ever been on or what?
Pretty much. I can't think of any taxi that is quite like this.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've been on too many water taxis before either. And it is moving.
Yes.
You have a nice new addition in your passport right next to your Machu Picchu stamp.
I sure do. So one of the cool things you can do on the floating islands is get a stamp of Lake Titicaca right there. Another one for the collection. I've got Machu Picchu on top. I got that one a few days ago. So I'm filling up my passport quite nicely. To our third island of the day. This one is called Amantaní, and this island is actually home to Quechua people, whereas the first two that we visited were home to the Aymara people. So we will be doing a homestay here and spending the night, and right now we are walking towards our home. So let's keep going. So aside from meeting our host families, what I'm most excited for is food. Because it's already lunchtime.
It's a little bit past our lunchtime actually.
And we forgot to pack snacks.
Yeah.
So I'm starving.
So before we settle in, we're gonna go get some local food.
Yeah, and apparently they're vegetarian on this island. So we're going to be having a quinoa soup and then just like potatoes and roots and different vegetables.
Cheese and stuff like that.
Cheese, yes. So should be good. You doing okay? A little bit out of breath?
Yeah, a little bit out of breath. We're still feeling the altitude. Actually, Lake Titicaca is higher than Cuzco, if you can believe that.
And we are walking uphill, so keep going.
Yeah.
This is going to be our homestay for the night. We have a very colorful room, a little sofa, and we have beautiful views of Lake Titicaca.
Come show us those views.
Look at how blue that water is.
Wowzers.
Awesome.
So what kind of tea are we having, Audrey?
We are having muña tea, which is a local herb that should help us with the high altitude. So we're just breaking some leaves into the cup and adding hot water.
Sopa de quinoa.
Ah, sopa de quinoa.
Quinoa sopa.
Oh, qué rico.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is mealtime at our local homestay. What are you having today?
I'm having quinoa soup for lunch, so let's take a look at this. And you can see there's a lot of quinoa. There's
And
also
potatoes.
carrots and potatoes, and it's piping hot. It just came straight from the pot, so let's try that. Oh, so good. I'm so hungry, and this just really hits the spot. Well, now that we're done our soup, what's next?
So this is our main. We are having rice, potatoes, fried cheese, and a little salad on the side. So it looks good, nice vegetarian meal.
If you're going to stay on this island, your best bet is to do a homestay. And what's awesome is that they have this sharing system so that each family has an opportunity to host different international guests.
So we had our lunch, we had our siesta, and now we're climbing to the top of the island to watch the sunset. I've also got a bit of muña in my hand to help me get to the top. It's
Feeling
so
that oxygen?
steep,
Are you
it's so
feeling
steep.
that oxygen?
The lack of oxygen, that's what I'm feeling. But anyways, our group is way ahead, so we better start climbing.
Bit you? Your famous last words. What bit you today?
A plant bit me, no. I was stung by something called the stinging plant, and it stung my middle finger.
Let's see.
And
Let's see
now,
the wound.
that's the thing, you can't see a wound, but they told me it's going to burn for the next 10 minutes. My middle finger's on fire! It almost looks like rice patties.
So there's two lookout points you can choose from. To the right there's Pachamama, and that's the one that we're choosing.
Pachamama.
Pachamama.
Pachamama. Through the gate. Through the gate. Top of Pachamama. How are the views?
Oh, we sure did. The views are insane here. It's almost like you're touching the clouds. It's like you can reach up and touch them.
Yeah, and the weather has changed quite drastically. We went from t-shirts
Like, I'm not kidding. 5 minutes ago, I was wearing a t-shirt. Now I'm bundled up in a sweater, and I have a jacket on as well, and a warm hat.
All right, so I think we're going to be heading down soon. Time for dinner and perhaps a little celebration in town. Dance moves. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, he's bringing them. So we're all dressed up, we've had our dinner, and now it's time to go to the party, and we are dressed up in traditional outfits.
Party! So are you getting altered over here?
Yes. You gotta wear it
Probably
right.
up higher, right?
Yes.
Hike it up higher.
Good morning. We're feeling well rested from last night's party. I don't know about you, Sam, but I slept really well, like a log with that fresh country air.
Yep.
So yeah, we're well rested. We're going to have breakfast now. I hear pancakes are on the menu. And then after that, we'll be saying goodbye to our homestay family and leaving the island and going to visit yet another island. So yeah, we've got a full day ahead, and let's go eat because I'm hungry for pancakes. So it's a new day and we are visiting a new island.
Yes, this is our last stop on Lake Titicaca. This is Taquile Island, and we're just going to take a wander around and see what we find.
Yes, maybe we'll find our guide and she can tell us a bit of the history of the place. Let's go find her. The island couldn't possibly get any steeper. It does. I'm still out of breath because of the high altitude here, and we need to climb a bit further, so let's go. About this island is that the men are responsible for the knitting instead of the women. So we're just gonna head into their little studio and see them at work. The boat's engine. So we have spent the last 2 days traveling around Lake Titicaca and visiting some of the different islands and the communities that live there. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed this video and you got a little taste of the region. We really had a great time here. And I think that wraps up our video.
It does. And one more thing to add is that if you do have the time, make sure you do a several day tour. If you were to try to do it all in one day, that would be super rushed.
Yeah. Ta-ta!
Ta-ta!